Hi, guys, and welcome back to episode 11. I am here today again with a returning guest, Bella Cherie, everybody. Cherie, hey, beautiful.
Hey, best friend.
How you doing?
I'm like, hey, I'm alive. I
That's
mean,
it.
it can't get no better than alive.
I'm telling you. So
No
look,
matter what type of day you having.
okay. So look, today is a special day. Today is your birthday.
Yes,
How
it's
you
the date
feeling?
of my birth. Yes,
Happy birthday.
thank you.
You welcome. So today, we're going to talk about you. I know we talked about in our last session about, you becoming an author, you doing poetry, you doing a podcast. So today you named this live. Okay. You named this session, excuse me, you named this session the live diary of Bella Cherie. What is it you want to share with everybody?
Ah, oh shit. Mostly just a little, because I'm a very private person and I don't really like to share too much about myself. So it's just a little inside of who I am and my thoughts and my feelings and my experiences and my trauma,
Right.
a
Okay.
little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything. There's nothing wrong with that. Thank you for
Yeah.
sharing your story with us. I love
Thank
it. I
you.
love it.
I love
How
you.
I know, and I love you more. You're so silly. See, I love that we could be ourselves on the show. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's
I
all
know.
about. Being
What
yourself,
a
telling your story, opening up. That's what I love about it.
right.
So let's get down with the questions. So, as a poet, right?
Hmm.
How did you get started as a poet and why did you choose that?
You know, the crazy thing is I don't look at myself as a poet
Hmm.
because I'm not like a writer.
Right.
And I don't know where it came from. It's just one day it used to be this guy I was dating,
Hmm.
and it's crazy because I was like sitting outside butt ass naked, and he was talking. I was trying to connect with nature, that is.
Right.
He was talking about getting married and having kids. And after we got off the phone, like this stuff just started coming to me. And the first thing I wrote, because whenever something comes to me, I just write it down.
Right. Right.
I figure out the reason of why it came to me like later on and stuff when I go back and read it.
Hmm.
But the first time I wrote something was after that conversation. And then I went to work and I was like, yo, something came to me yesterday. Read this and tell me how it sounds. And they read it and they was like, girl, that's a poem. And I was like, shit, it's a poem. But that whole day, like stuff just kept coming to me and coming to me and coming to me. So I was writing it all down. And before you know it, throughout that day, I had them wrote like 5 poems. And they
Wow.
like short. They not like the long ones,
Right.
like most poets have and shit.
Mhm.
But after a while, I started posting it just to get people's like perspective and thoughts on it. And when I started getting all these DMs from these black men, because most of it is
Right.
dedicated to black men, I was
Right.
like, shit, I might be on to something.
Okay. Dear
And
black man.
whenever
Yes.
it comes to me, I just write it.
That's so good. So do you find writing poetry easy for you now that you started?
Um, it's I don't know if it's easy,
Hmm.
but it just again it comes to me like I don't try to think of stuff to say.
Yeah.
It's just whenever something crosses my mind, I write it down and then I post it just because I feel like somebody might need to hear it.
Right.
I don't know who it's for, but
Right. Absolutely. So now with you creating and writing poetry, are you a big thinker or it just comes to you naturally?
I'm like a deep thinker.
Hmm.
Like I like deep stuff.
Okay.
I don't really think about like too much regular
Right.
stuff, shall I say. And so I don't know why it comes to me, but I feel like I'm special.
You are. You
Yeah.
are.
Somebody trying to connect with me, whoever
Oh.
it is. And like when I go back and read it all, because sometimes I spend like some time and I'll go back, excuse me, and I'll read like everything that I wrote.
Hmm.
And I remember sharing it with this young lady that I became good friends with. And she was like, when I listen to it, it's like you telling a story for someone that wasn't able to be here to tell it.
Right.
And I feel like some type of connection to it, to
Mm.
whatever I write.
Right.
It's not really personal experiences. So and when she said it, it like kind of dawned on me like maybe I am telling a story for someone.
Absolutely. It
Yeah.
could be. It could be. So how do you
I
come
gotta
up with
tell
the
it right.
Okay. So how do you come up with the poems? How do you come up with it? I mean, is it relationship wise? Is it something that happened in your past? Or hey, I'm just thinking, I'm just gonna write this down today. How do you do it?
It's very transparent.
Mm,
Like I really don't know where it comes from, to be honest.
it just comes, it just
It
flows.
just come at different times. Like some of them is about depression, some of them is about suicide, some of them is about rape, some of them is about love.
Right.
Most of it is about Black men.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah.
So I had a poem that you wrote that I love,
Hmm.
and it is called A Dying Heart. I want to read it to
Hmm.
everybody. A dying heart. You are so silly. A dying heart. She said, drowning his misery, I promise to get him to a place where he does not have to bury what is left of him. Feeling safe to express his feelings, I know is needed for him. I am protesting for his rights to be a man, to be vulnerable, and be able to express how he feels without the world looking down on him. I will not spoil what is inside of him, but I will spoil him. A haven I will create for him, Bella Cherie. Let's talk about that, honey.
Uh, that I don't know where that came from either, but
Really?
I think my thing is I look at like the world now and I see like how it is and how toxic and dysfunctional it is, and just us as a whole, as a culture.
Mm-hmm.
We, I don't, and this is just my perspective on how I look at life and everything. I don't feel like we love on each other enough and we support each other enough and we speak love into each other enough. And when it comes to like Black men, I don't think we've been patient enough with them.
Mm-hmm.
Like us Black women, we go through stuff, but if you look at like today and look at back then, like they went through a whole lot. And these days we don't tend to listen.
Right.
And it's like they're crying out for help, and to a certain extent. And I feel like as a Black woman, like we have to be more supportive,
Right.
because I feel like we're all dealing with that inner child, that
Right.
hurt inner child. So I don't feel like no one's like really in an adult relationship, because we all still that little kid that went through that trauma and never got help for. And it's
Right.
like until then, we're gonna keep dealing with it with each other. And so I think mostly what I write is dedicated to Black men, but it's just to uplift them and let them know like I'm not one of those Black women who don't listen. Like I'm a listen.
Right. But in
I know how to shut up
exactly,
and listen.
exactly. It's and most of us do, and most of us
Yeah.
want to be there. But what if some of these Black men don't desire the help or don't know how to get the help? I mean, do we continue to push for them, or does it become enough for you as a Black woman?
I think we have to have a little bit more patience,
Mm-hmm.
because we all like, most of us like instant results, and it's like that shit ain't gonna happen overnight. You
Right.
know what I mean? But we never try to get to the root of the problem. So it's like that's why if I ever get back like in a dating scene or whatever,
Right.
I don't want those basic ass questions.
Right.
Like how long you been single? What was the
Right.
cause of the breakup? How many kids? Like it's
Right.
like, nah, have you ever been raped or molested? Have you
Right.
was your father in your life? Was your mother in your life? And
Right.
if the answer to those are yeah and no to certain questions, it's like, okay, well, our next date, we're going to therapy. Let's go ahead and
Right.
just get that shit done now. Cause I don't think
Right.
it's fair to each other to be dealing with issues and dealing with a person that we don't know. Because
That's
we're never gonna know you, because you have that little boy inside of you that's like fighting to get out and be set free. And until you get the help you need, you're not gonna be able to set them free. And then
right.
I would never get to know the man that
Exactly.
you're supposed to be.
Ooh. Honey.
That's my new thing. Like, nah, we're
Yes,
going to therapy.
that's right.
Right
Right.
off that. We could get to know each other later on down the line because I need to get to know like who I'm dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm never gonna know that until I see like the root of your problem and the root of your hurt and your trauma and where that came from.
Right. Oh, that's good. That is so good. So with you growing up, did you have your father in your life?
I didn't.
You
I
did.
didn't.
Okay.
I found out about my biological father when I was 22.
Okay.
I have never heard of him, knew nothing about him. And when I was 22, I found out that my father wasn't my biological father.
Wow.
Yeah.
How did that make you feel?
Um, I was a little shocked in the beginning
Hmm.
and a little hurt that I don't went all these years
Right.
of not knowing that my father wasn't my biological father, but that's my father.
Right.
And, when I found out about it, I actually went and found my father.
Hmm.
And still to this day, like we don't really have a relationship, but, you know, hey, it's
So,
only but so much effort I'll
mhm.
put in, you know what I mean? And
Right.
again, I don't know how he grew up and how he was raised and what he went through that
Right.
made accept him like out of my life, or I done heard so many different stories of
Right.
why he wasn't in my life.
Right.
And I kind of don't like want to focus on that. It's just
Mhm.
from the day I met him, it's like, nah, this your opportunity to be a father. Like, forget whatever happened, you know,
Absolutely.
prior to me
Abs-
meeting you. Let's start from here. And it really didn't get far, but I'm okay with that.
Right.
I've met him. I seen him. I
Yes.
was able to put my arms around him, you know what I mean? Feel his energy. And so it's like no hard feelings. It is, I don't like to say it is what it is,
I
but
get it though. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So with all that being said, do you ever think with your relationships or a relationship, do you think by your father not being in your life, do you think that affect your relationship that you may have now or may have in the future?
It affects my relationships a lot.
Okay.
And it may sound crazy, but again, this is just my perspective and my feelings. Like the relationships I had, it was only three, but I was looking like how they say you'll go looking for a father figure,
Right.
and I was doing exactly as that. But again, it's like if your father wasn't in your life, you don't even know what you're looking for.
Right. Right.
But I wanted, and as crazy as it may sound, I wanted that discipline of what a father would do to his child. So it's
Yeah.
like I would intentionally do stuff just to get that feel of me of some type of father, like, you know what I mean, feeling,
Yes. Yes.
if that makes sense.
It
I
makes
don't
much
really know
sense.
how to put it in the
No,
right
no,
word.
no. You said it. You said it. It
Yeah.
makes much sense. Yes, absolutely.
Until I realized like that's nasty.
Yeah.
Like you want a man. You out here taking off your clothes and laying with a man that you look at and you looking for a father figure in him. And you sleep with him like
Wow.
that shit don't go together. The fuck?
Wow. I would have
Yeah.
never looked at it like that.
But
Yeah.
at the time I was younger and it's like, nah, like cuss me out, be mad, punish me, you know what I mean?
Right.
And just I don't know. And I think because of that, and I never had like I don't feel
Mm,
that I ever had like a real since my father passed away when I was 10. So I
okay.
don't feel like since then I really had a positive male figure in my life
Okay.
to show me anything, like of what to look forward to or what to look in, when it
Yeah.
comes to a man. And so
Yeah.
I accepted a lot of the things I shouldn't have accepted. I dated a guy that was like very abusive.
Hmm.
The same guy like actually tried to take me out, put a
Yeah.
gun in my head and
Wow.
pull the trigger and a gun jammed. And it's like a lot of people don't know this stuff about me because I'm very private and
Very.
throughout my life I held a lot of stuff in.
Yes.
I'd have been raped twice, I'd have been molested, I'd have been, abused verbally and physically. And it's just then I looked at it as love. Like if they wasn't doing that to me, I wasn't being loved.
Wow.
And
Wow.
so it took me getting older and me having children. And
Mm.
it's like, okay, this what love is. That shit
Right.
don't hurt. I ain't crying. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right. So with all that going on, did you seek help with that, or did you just live life and just say, this is how I'm
No,
gonna go
I
about
never
my
got
day?
help. And that's what kind of like fucked me up to a certain extent is I never got help. And
Right.
I think that's just a lot of our problems is we don't get help. And I'm still that little girl that's because even though I was raised
Hmm.
taken care of by my mother.
Hmm.
Like we never had a close relationship. And then,
Right.
I didn't know my biological father and my father died when I was 10 and not having that relationship, that close relationship with neither one of my parents. I really didn't know how to bond with people. And
Right.
anytime I felt like I was getting too close to someone, I would find ways to get away from that. Like I didn't like getting too close because I felt like the people that I did trust, because I still have trust issues. Like I don't really, I trust people to a certain extent,
Right.
like certain people.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
I realized that I wouldn't allow people to get close to me because the people that got close to me was the people that did, like real
Yeah.
bad things to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, touching on me and violating me and beating me and raping me. And so that kind of really messed me up. And still to this day, like I still kind of struggle with it,
Right.
getting close to anyone and letting them fully get to know me. But again, I'm still learning me. And I'm
Right.
still like I'm close to meeting her. You
Right.
know
Absolutely.
what I mean? My true self. I feel
Yeah.
like I'm transitioning
Yeah.
into my true self. And it's like a beautiful thing.
Wow.
Let me
Oh,
tell you,
you
she's
are
so
beautiful.
fucking dope.
You are dope, and I
It's
love
like
you.
I always
Yes.
knew it was something special about me. Like I know we all have special powers, but it's like, nah, I got it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I
Mm-hmm.
already know like what I'm capable of.
That's
And
so
it took
dope.
me going through all that. And that's why when it comes to like black love
Yes.
and why I fight and why I'm so with when it comes to black men of being so supportive and so, like loving on them as much as I can, the good and the bad, even
Yes.
the men that, what I mean, all the things that happened to me were by black men. And
Wow.
even with my father not being in my life, it's like now I still have like a good bit of love for them.
Yes. Yes.
And as crazy as it may sound, it's like because I get it.
You get
I
it.
get it. They don't they don't know them. They don't know who they are because they
Right.
still dealing with issues and whatever happened to them in their childhood that they didn't get help from. They still dealing with that.
Right.
And sometimes you could do the craziest, most disrespectful, most low down, but I get it. So
That's.
I don't hate no one. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I just want to love on them now.
And that's so dope because
Want to
that's
love
hard
on
for a
them.
lot of people to do. That's so hard
Yeah.
for a lot of people to do. A lot of people are still holding on to a lot of hurt, a lot of hate, which make them do crazy things. But your story is amazing. Your story is so amazing.
And I think when it comes to like our culture, a lot of us are so against therapy and it's like nah, that shit should be on a job. It should
Right.
be in the schools, it should be a
Yes.
therapist on campus, it should be a therapist at work because along with our lives, like even at work we deal with stuff, even in school we deal with stuff. Like these kids deal with stuff with seeing their parents or their parents on drugs or their parents being alcoholics or their parents being abusive to them, and then they go to school and you wondering why they can't concentrate or they failing in classes. It's like why isn't there therapy on campus to where they can have someone to talk to, another outlet to get it out and get
Right.
help for
Right. Because
at
therapy is
work and
important.
go through shit at home. Like why
Right.
we can't come to work and we go through shit at work, and it's like you
Right.
wonder why we can't do our job right because we got all this shit going
Exactly.
on at home. Then come here and it's like
Exactly.
nobody listening to us, nobody trying to help us. So that's like my number one thing I want to push for and fight for is
Awesome.
to get that shit like all over.
It is. It really is.
And
And I think therapy is so important. I think it's so important,
right,
especially
it,
now. Especially now. It's just so much. It's this generation is so different
right
from when we were coming up. So I think therapy is just so important.
is very important.
So Cherie, anything else you want to share with us? I'm like so happy you came back.
Um, I do. I don't know if there's anything I want to share with y'all. Like it's whatever, whatever you want to ask me, but I want to take the time out and like shine a light on a few
Okay.
black men,
Okay.
beautiful black men. It's like some of them I've been knowing for years. Some of them I met just in the last couple of years. Some of them
Okay.
I don't even know, but I follow them on social media. They have like their own businesses
Okay.
and podcasts. And I think they very dope, intelligent, beautiful black men. So I just want to say a list of those and shine a light on them for a minute.
Yes.
I want to start off with the father of my children, Ace. I want to start off with Major, to my brothers, Hood, Jason Wood, Jamel Bryant, Solio, Trenton, Simpson. You know, like I love them all to death, and I think they're doing great. Snacks, and a lot of them do stuff for the community, and they also have their own businesses and stuff that I
Awesome.
support.
Awesome.
Keith Wallace, Boneface, Adam 12 Taylor, Tori Woodbury, Ryan Ali, T. Owens, Chris Williams, CJ of Fatherhood is Dope. Gotta check out his clothing line, Cal Green, Justin Patton, Jamel Moore, Antonio D. Miller, Corey LeBou. Like all those guys inspire me in many ways. Like
That's
I
so dope.
love them to death, even for the ones I don't know. But I love them to death, and I want to continue showing them support. And everybody go check out like their Instagram and their Facebook. They have a lot of dope stuff going on. And yeah, shout out to them.
Awesome. So I'll make sure I get that information from you so I can post
Yeah,
that as well so everybody can get to know who these black men are. I think it's
yeah, and I
very
also
dope.
want to say to like all the black men out there, like y'all so dope.
See, it's
Like
amazing.
y'all so powerful. Like continue to walk in your power, live in your power, use your power. Like just I don't know, live.
Live.
Like I love y'all and I support y'all and I got y'all back and whatever it is I need to do. Like I'm going to war with y'all. Y'all ain't in a war
Oh,
by yourself. You know what I
yes,
mean? You let me know what my position is and I'm gonna take it and I got you.
right. That's dope,
We
Sheree.
all need to stick together on that. And
Yes,
they need to know that we have their back.
yes, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially now. It's rough, but that's so true.
Especially now.
Yes.
Like we at war.
You said we at war? Yeah, we are, but it's true. We
I'm
are.
with the shit, so I'm ready.
You know what?
Yeah, I'm ready.
You are amazing. I love you so
I
much.
love you too.
I appreciate you, just for taking
Yeah.
this step of faith, man. You so dope. You are
You
so
so
dope.
we so dope.
Yes, we are.
Our
Yes.
culture so dope. If only we could realize the power that we have.
Yes.
You know what I mean? If
Yeah.
only we can realize that. And if only we could see that in each other,
Yes.
like
Yes,
we'll
that's for
be
sure.
super powerful. Like we is already built in us.
Yes. Yes.
It's already built in us. And that's the good thing about it. And the beautiful thing about it is just we gotta find ways to bring it out of
Yes.
each other.
That's it.
Yeah.
Is it. That's why I love having this show is to help each other grow. So that's why I love it. That's one reason I do love having this show to see everybody grow.
And that's dope. You giving people the platform to even to like shine a light on them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially like a lot of people like me. Like I'm a behind the scenes person. I
Yes,
don't really
you
like
are.
being seen.
No.
And I'm like, at
Yeah.
some point they gonna want to know who you are.
They want to know who Bella is. You always
Right,
putting everything out
right,
there, but we never see who Bella is.
right, right, right.
Right. So I think it's absolutely so dope. So
Yeah.
dope. So we're
Well,
gonna
thank
continue.
you. I appreciate it.
Oh, I appreciate you so much. So I
Yeah.
want to say thank you for tuning in with me. We're going to talk soon. Guys, thank you for tuning in with Let's Talk About It, episode 11 with the beautiful Bella Cherie. Guys, don't forget
Thank
to
you.
subscribe and don't forget to hit that notification bell for more notifications. Cherie, I love you.
I love you
Love
too.
you. Thank you.
No problem. Talk to you later.